Hello yogis, welcome back to the Yoga House. We're going to do 3 balancing poses and I'm going to talk you through how to do them, not just balancing well, but doing the postures in a balanced way. So let's begin with Vrikshasana or tree pose. We're going to take the right leg up as far as that will go on your left leg. And so it depends on where you're at with the practice. You might prefer to go a little lower down or even lower down. Or if you're having difficulty with actually balancing on one leg, you slightly turn out this left foot and you keep the right toes on the floor, heel to the ankle. So you have many options. Never give up on a pose, just do a modified version so you can get all the benefits with zero stress. So if you're right up underneath the groin, you're pressing that right foot strongly into the left thigh, but in equal measure, and this is what I mean by balancing within the balance, pressing that base leg into the foot. At the same time, you're trying to stabilize your hips, so of course to lift the right leg is going to mean lifting the right hip, but try to resist down a little bit and then press stronger in between that foot and the leg. Hands can come to Namaste or Anjali Mudra, or they can move up to Jaya Mudra or up to Urdhva Namaskar. Extend up through the fingertips. Push down through that left foot. Breathing there. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. If you feel a little bit confident with this, start to lift the chest and look up. Still maintaining your balance. 3 more breaths. If looking up is not good, look forwards. Keep that base leg strong. 2 more breaths. Keep your left buttock engaged. 1 more breath. And then coming back down again. And let's repeat the other side. So you're taking hold of that foot, putting it as far up as it'll go onto the opposite leg. So left leg lifted now, pushing into the right thigh. Don't let that bent knee bully your straight leg out of line, meaning you're trying to stay vertical through that right leg. And push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. There's a small guru creature walking across the view there. Hands to Anjali or hands into Urdhva Namaskar. Lifting the chest nice and high. 5 breaths there. Focus on how the right ankle might try to destabilize you. Push into the toes and the heel in equal measure to keep yourself stable and steady. Keep the breath deep. This is Kevin. This is a great example of how there's always going to be distraction around us, even if we're disciplined with getting on the mat for practice. So we can use all distractions as an extra help to test the mettle of our focus, and then taking the hands down, releasing that foot. So the second balancing pose we're going to go into is called Udita Hasta Padangusthasana A. So if you're modifying, we're going to keep this right knee bent. Let's lift the right leg first. And we take the Gusta grip. So that's the big toe is being hooked into by that little kind of hook structure that you're creating, right, with your middle and index finger. And then you're straightening through this left leg, engaging through that glute exactly as you did with Vrikshasana. Left hand to left hip. If you can though, you're extending that right leg forwards. 5 breaths. Dropping the right hip down. Keep your drishti, your focal point, forwards. Shoulders down, chest high. 1 more breath there. And releasing down, being careful of any creatures that may be around your feet. Let's go to the other side. Hooking with the little grip there, so like a peace sign with middle and index finger and the left hand. Hook into the big toe. Now this isn't just decorative. We're pushing the foot into the hand and pulling the hand into the foot just to give us that extra firmness. And then engaging the right glute, straightening the right leg, hand to hip, and extending the leg, only if you can. If extending the leg means that you're slouching, I would then suggest pulling the knee in. For obvious reasons, you want to prioritize lengthening through that spine. So your body is balanced within the balance. You're respecting that capacity for extension. Front and back body have a good relationship with each other. Both are long, both are strong. From there, the breath is deep. No matter how challenging the practice, we should keep that steadiness in the breath and therefore the mind. 1 more breath here. And slowly we release down. our final, our third balance, is a version of standing split. With this version, what we're really trying to work into is actually strength. So when we lift a leg up behind, the resistance is usually in the glutes. So again, we're coming into that realm of stabilizing all the time. And really that effort, standing split sounds very sensationalist and kind of, oh, you must be very flexible to do that. You don't. Flexibility, as you know, is not a prerequisite to yoga. It's a bonus that comes after years of practice. And so when you're working into lifting the leg, you lift as high as you can, and then make sure the legs are straight, and then you're really engaging the glutes, and you can work in your strength that way. I'm going to show you from the side because I think it would probably be easier to see. We're going to begin with the fingertips on the floor. We're bending the knees, and then eventually we will straighten the legs. So now is a good time to test. If you can't straighten the legs with a nice flat back with your fingers on the floor, then raise the floor to you. Take a couple of yoga bricks, blocks, books, whatever you have. So from there, we're going to bend the knees, and then we're going to lift the right leg up. And then as I lift my right leg up, I'm going to straighten both legs, point the toes, so plantar flex, draw the body into that straight leg, standing leg, and lift high. So my bum is trying to get me to drop the leg. Don't let it. Lift nice and high. Don't bend either knee. If you want to get fancy, you're holding on to that ankle, that base ankle, with that hand. So left leg, left hand. And then we come down, and then we switch. Bend the knees, soften everything again, have a little respite. Keep the core engaged though. And then as you lift your left leg, straighten both legs and start to rise up. Plantar flex. A little bit harder for me on this side. I think it's just a human thing. One side is a little bit more reluctant than the other to cooperate. So you just work gently, strongly, persistently, never force. If you want to go fancy, you're taking hold of that right ankle with the right hand, pulling the body into the base leg, lifting the other leg higher. And then we come down and bend your knees and just roll the body up. And that's it. I hope that helps you with your practice, guys. Namaste.